Did you know that something many men over 60 put on their breakfast plate every single morning could be silently impacting one of the most sensitive areas of their health and confidence? It's a painful reality for far too many men as they get older. The inability to perform in the bedroom like they used to. It's frustrating, embarrassing, and can deeply affect your relationship and self-esteem. You might feel like your body is letting you down, and you might have tried different things, but often the answer isn't some complicated treatment or pill. Sometimes, the biggest culprits are hidden in plain sight, even in foods you think are healthy. There's a surprising truth about certain fruits, especially when eaten first thing in the morning, that most men over 60 aren't aware of. They aren't just innocent sources of vitamins. Some of them can actually work against your body's natural ability to achieve and maintain strong erections. It's like putting the wrong kind of fuel in your car and wondering why it's sputtering. In this video, we're going to uncover the secret about 7 seemingly harmless fruits that, when eaten for breakfast, could be harming your erectile function. Understanding why and making simple swaps can make a world of difference. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you about regaining control and vitality. Let's dive right into the first type of fruit that might be causing issues when you have it for breakfast. And it's one many people reach for because it seems easy and healthy: fruit juice. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Juice comes from fruit, so it must be good for me, right? Well, not necessarily. Especially when you're over 60 and thinking about things like blood flow and energy levels, which are absolutely critical for good erectile function. When you take a whole fruit and turn it into juice, something significant happens. You strip away most, if not all, of the fiber. Fiber is like the speed bump in your digestive system. It slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Without that fiber, the natural sugars in the fruit, even though they're natural, hit your system incredibly fast. Imagine pouring a can of sugary soda. That's not far off from what a glass of fruit juice can do to your blood sugar levels, albeit with some vitamins still present. This rapid spike in blood sugar triggers your body to release a flood of insulin to bring it back down, over time. These constant spikes and crashes can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your body becomes less effective at managing sugar. Insulin resistance is a major risk factor for type 2 diabetes. But even before that stage, those frequent blood sugar roller coaster rides can wreak havoc on your vascular system, your blood vessels. And here's the critical connection: achieving and maintaining an erection is fundamentally a vascular event. It requires healthy, flexible blood vessels that can properly expand to allow blood flow. High sugar intake and insulin resistance damage these delicate blood vessels, making them stiffer and less able to respond when needed. So, that innocent glass of orange juice or apple juice with your eggs and toast, it could be contributing to the very issues you're trying to avoid by constantly challenging your body's sugar regulation and vascular health. Instead of juice, reach for the whole fruit. You get the fiber, the slower sugar release, and you feel fuller, preventing that mid-morning crash. It's a simple swap, but it makes a huge difference to your body's ability to manage sugar and protect those vital blood vessels over the long term. This isn't just about preventing a sugar crash. It's about protecting the intricate network of vessels that support everything from your heart health to your ability to get and keep an erection. Think of it as an investment in your circulatory system. Moving beyond liquids, let's talk about something else that seems innocent but is a concentrated source of sugar without the balancing effect of water. And that's dried fruit. Things like raisins, dried apricots, dried cranberries, dates, or prunes often show up in breakfast cereals, yogurts, or trail mixes. And while they start as healthy whole fruits, the drying process removes most of the water, concentrating everything else, including the sugar, into a small, chewy package. A tiny handful of raisins might contain the sugar equivalent of a whole bunch of grapes, but you're much more likely to eat that handful quickly because it's so small and easy. Just like with fruit juice, the lack of water and fiber in dried fruit means the sugars are absorbed very rapidly into your bloodstream. This leads to that same problematic blood sugar spike we just discussed. For men over 60 whose bodies might already be less efficient at handling sugar than they were in their younger years. This constant bombardment of concentrated sugar at breakfast can be particularly taxing. It contributes to the same cycle of insulin spikes and vascular stress that harms blood vessels over time. Imagine those tiny capillaries and arteries needed for proper blood flow during an erection. They are sensitive to the effects of high sugar levels and the inflammation that can follow. Eating a bowl of granola loaded with dried fruit, or snacking on dates first thing in the morning, is essentially giving your body a significant sugar load right at the start of the day, kicking off that harmful blood sugar roller coaster. While dried fruit can be a quick energy source in moderation, having it regularly as a significant part of your breakfast means you're starting the day by putting unnecessary strain on your metabolic and vascular systems. This strain, accumulated over time, can absolutely impact your ability to achieve and maintain erections. If you love the convenience or sweetness, try adding a small amount of fresh berries instead, or a few slices of apple. You get natural sweetness, fiber, and water, all of which are much gentler on your blood sugar and better for your overall health, including your vascular health. It's about choosing the form of the fruit wisely to support your body's functions, not overwhelm them. Now, transitioning from processed or concentrated fruits, let's look at a couple of specific fresh fruits that are popular but can also pose challenges when eaten in large quantities at breakfast, especially due to their natural sugar content and glycemic index. One such fruit is the mango. Mangoes are delicious, sweet, and full of vitamins, and in moderation as part of a balanced diet. They're absolutely fine. However, when we're talking about breakfast and its potential impact on vascular health and erections, especially for men over 60, the amount and context matter. Mangoes are relatively high in natural sugars compared to many other fruits, and they also have a moderate to high glycemic index. Depending on ripeness, the glycemic index is a measure of how quickly a food causes your blood sugar to rise. A high glycemic index means a faster, higher spike. Eating a large mango, or worse, a bowl of diced mango, for breakfast, particularly on its own or with other high-sugar foods, can lead to a significant blood sugar surge, just like with juices and dried fruits. This rapid increase in blood sugar triggers an insulin response, and over time, contributes to insulin resistance and damage to blood vessels. Think about your body first thing in the morning. It's been fasting all night, and its sensitivity to sugar can be different. Bombarding it with a high dose of easily absorbed sugar from a large serving of mango can set you on a blood sugar roller coaster for the rest of the day, affecting your energy levels, mood, and yes, your vascular function. For erections, consistent, healthy blood flow is key. Anything that repeatedly stresses or damages your blood vessels, even seemingly healthy natural sugar from fruit, can negatively impact this crucial function over time. This isn't to say you can never eat a mango again. It's about being mindful of portion size, especially at breakfast. A small piece of mango as part of a meal containing protein and healthy fats like yogurt with nuts or seeds will have a much milder effect on your blood sugar than a large serving on its own. Consider mangoes more as an occasional treat rather than a daily breakfast staple if you're concerned about managing blood sugar and protecting your vascular health. It's all about balance and choosing the best fuel for your body first thing in the morning. Another tropical favorite that falls into a similar category regarding sugar content and glycemic index is pineapple. While wonderfully refreshing and packed with vitamin C, pineapple, especially very ripe pineapple, is also high in natural sugars and has a moderate to high glycemic index. Eating a substantial amount of pineapple for breakfast can lead to a similar rapid rise in blood sugar as we discussed with mangoes. This isn't just theoretical. You might even feel a sugar rush followed by a crash later if you eat a large portion without balancing it with other foods. For men over 60 who might be dealing with prediabetes, diabetes, or simply less efficient sugar metabolism, These morning sugar spikes from fruits like pineapple can be particularly detrimental to vascular health. The delicate lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium, can be damaged by chronic high blood sugar and inflammation. This damage impairs the vessel's ability to relax and expand, which is absolutely essential for achieving an erection. Over time, this contributes to atherosclerosis, the hardening and narrowing of arteries, which affects blood flow throughout the body, including to the penis. So, while a slice of pineapple might seem like a perfectly healthy start to the day, having a large bowl regularly could be unknowingly contributing to the very circulation problems that lead to erectile difficulties. Again, moderation is key. If you enjoy pineapple, have a smaller piece alongside a breakfast that includes protein and healthy fats. Think Greek yogurt with a few pieces of pineapple and some nuts. The protein and fat help slow down the absorption of sugar, mitigating that sharp blood sugar spike. It's not about eliminating these fruits entirely, but understanding their impact, especially at breakfast, and making smarter choices about portion size and how you combine them with other foods. It's about giving your body the best chance to maintain healthy blood sugar and circulation, which supports not just erectile function, but your overall vitality. Let's move on to another common breakfast fruit, the banana. Often seen as the ultimate convenient and healthy snack or breakfast item. Bananas are indeed nutritious, providing potassium and other good things. However, they are also relatively high in sugar, especially when very ripe, and they have a moderate glycemic index. Now, a single medium-ripe banana isn't the same as a glass of juice or a handful of dried fruit, but eating 1 or 2 very ripe bananas, or combining them with other high-sugar items like sugary cereal or pancakes with syrup, can still contribute to a significant sugar load at breakfast. For a man over 60 particularly, one who might be less active or has underlying metabolic issues, this can contribute to those unwanted blood sugar spikes and subsequent insulin responses, as we've repeatedly seen. These spikes and the resulting metabolic stress are damaging to blood vessels over time, directly impacting the ability to achieve and maintain erections. The riper a banana is, the more of its starch has been converted into sugar, meaning it has a higher glycemic index and will cause a faster rise in blood sugar. A slightly green banana will have less immediate impact than a brown spotted one. So, if bananas are a breakfast favorite, consider having a smaller, less ripe one, and always pair it with protein and healthy fats. Adding banana slices to plain Greek yogurt with some nuts or seeds is a much better option than just eating a banana on its own or blending it into a smoothie packed with other fruits. It's about being strategic with how and when you consume fruits with higher sugar content. Next on our list is watermelon. While it's mostly water and incredibly hydrating, watermelon has a high glycemic index. This means the sugar it contains, even though the total amount in a typical serving might be less than some other fruits due to the water content, is absorbed very quickly. Eating a large bowl of watermelon first thing in the morning can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, triggering that strong insulin response. This goes back to the fundamental principle: anything that causes frequent, rapid blood sugar increases puts stress on your vascular system over time. And compromised vascular health is a primary driver of erectile dysfunction in older men. While refreshing, consider watermelon more of a midday snack or part of a mixed meal rather than a large, standalone breakfast item if you're focusing on blood sugar stability for vascular health. It's a delicious fruit. But like others, its impact on your blood sugar needs to be managed, especially at the start of the day. Finally, let's talk about grapes. Grapes, especially the seedless varieties commonly found in supermarkets, are small, easy to eat by the handful, and quite high in natural sugars. Because you often eat several at once, the total sugar load can add up quickly. Like watermelon, grapes have a moderate to high glycemic index, meaning they can cause a relatively fast rise in blood sugar. Munching on a large bowl of grapes for breakfast, or adding a significant amount to your yogurt or cereal can lead to a notable blood sugar spike over time. These consistent spikes at breakfast contribute to the cumulative damage to your blood vessels and the development of insulin resistance, both of which are detrimental to erectile function. Think about it. Healthy erections rely on healthy blood flow, and healthy blood flow relies on healthy, flexible blood vessels. Anything that inflames or stiffens those vessels, including consistent exposure to high blood sugar levels, is going to make achieving and maintaining an erection more difficult. While grapes are a good source of antioxidants and other nutrients, their high sugar content and ease of overconsumption make them something to be mindful of at breakfast, especially for men over 60 focused on vascular health. Enjoy them in moderation, perhaps a small cluster added to a protein-rich breakfast, rather than a large bowl as the main event. It's about making conscious choices about the quantity and combination of these fruits to minimize their impact on your blood sugar and, by extension, your vascular health. So, we've talked about fruit juices, dried fruits, mangoes, pineapple, bananas, watermelon, and grapes, 7 common fruits or fruit preparations that, when eaten in large quantities or on their own at breakfast, can contribute to blood sugar spikes and vascular stress, potentially impacting erectile function over time. It's not that these fruits are inherently bad or that you can never eat them again. Not at all. The key takeaway here is about understanding how your body, especially after 60, processes the sugars in these fruits, particularly first thing in the morning. It's about realizing that concentrating sugars by removing fiber juice, dried fruit, or consuming large portions of fruits with higher sugar content and glycemic index can create a metabolic burden. This burden, over weeks, months, and years, contributes to the same underlying issues: poor vascular health, insulin resistance, inflammation, that are major players in erectile difficulties as you age. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about empowerment through knowledge. You have the power to make simple adjustments that can support your body's natural functions. Remember, small changes really can make a big difference to your health and happiness, including this often sensitive area of your life. Instead of that big glass of juice, try water or unsweetened tea. Swap the dried fruit in your cereal for fresh berries or apple slices. If you love a banana, have half with some eggs and avocado. Enjoy a slice of mango or pineapple after a protein-rich meal, rather than as the first thing you eat. These aren't drastic changes, but they shift your body's morning metabolic response in a much healthier direction, focusing on a breakfast rich in protein, healthy fats, and fiber like eggs, yogurt, nuts, seeds, and lower sugar fruits like berries provide sustained energy and support stable blood sugar throughout the day, which in turn supports healthy circulation everywhere in your body. Taking care of your vascular health is one of the most impactful things you can do for your overall well-being and, yes, for maintaining good erectile function as you age. It's about providing your body with the right building blocks and minimizing the things that can cause damage over time. Your body is resilient, but it needs your help. Making informed choices about what you eat, starting with breakfast, is a powerful step. We covered a lot of ground about these 7 fruits and their potential impact. What surprised you the most? Have you noticed any connection between what you eat for breakfast and how you feel throughout the day? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights can help others in this community. If you found this information helpful, please give the video a like so others can find it too. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel for more practical tips and information to help you live your best life at every age. Making these small, conscious choices can truly help you regain confidence, vitality, and live your best life at every age.